Oh, hi, I didn't see you there. It's me! I know, shocker. Oh look, Val's playing Warhammer Vermintide 2. Shocker! Wonder if I'll get messaged during this recording session. I can't remember if I said that or not. We'll assume I didn't. Keep him guessing. We have the evidence right here.
Could that be?
I forgot what his voice was for a second. And then I remembered, and now I'm happy. Those two are hard to switch back and forth between. That's right. It's the video you recorded of your performance.
What? You're telling me a video from last night?
Exactly. And in this video, there is clearly something that is out of the ordinary. So wait, would the video have worked here too? Is it even in my evidence? Hold on a second. Yeah, it is. The video... I mean, I guess I could have found that eventually. I seem to recall I presented the photograph. But the video probably absolutely 100% works. I'm very glad the photograph also works, because I forgot that we had the video and that it showed the photograph. Going through my evidence, I probably would have found eventually, but bravo, game. Bravo on having the photo and the video be the correct evidence.
This is a monster's footprint.
Would you say that monsters' footprints are commonplace on a film set? Depends what the film is, isn't it?
John, why did you conceal this video from us?
No reason, really.
Hey, pup, this is no joking matter. You had a reason to hide it, right?
John Marsh, answer him clearly.
But, Mom, who's like twice my age and I'm only 13?
I gotta move past that. Well...
I didn't want anyone to see me rehearsing.
Odd musical tone for it to take. In other words, you're embarrassed about others seeing you practice.
Yeah, got a problem with that?
He's going through a rough period in his life where voices change, they break. All young men go through that period. It'll make more sense when he's older. I'm gonna be effed if he ever appears in a later game as an older man. It's like, ah, damn it.
You're saying that's why you hid the evidence.
John.
Hey! Quit nagging me. You already busted me. What more do you want? Yeah, the footprints were there, but I just practiced and headed home.
How come you also come and find those footprints? Is a monster, you know? A real living monster.
God, there's everyone in this scene, isn't there?
I thought it was just a part of the set. Besides, there's lots of other weird stuff around here, too.
He's suspicious, Chief. This kid's really suspicious.
You're right. Smell the scoop stinks high heaven.
Shut up. We're done talking.
We're not done here yet. I think everyone except Kay has spoken at this point, and it's been less than 5 minutes.
What now?
The monster's footprints weren't the only unusual thing that happened last night. Besides the monster's footprint, what other unusual thing happened last night?
Why are you asking me? Oh.
Well, I mean, strictly speaking, the body should count, but I think what we're looking for is the chain. Or maybe the head? Yeah, it's either the... there's a lot that happened. Last night was fucking poppin', wasn't it, at this movie studio? It's either the head or the chain. I think they're... Are they related? I can't remember. Go for the chain.
Take that!
Nah, it's the head. Alright. That's fair enough. There's a ton of shit that happened here last night. Like, if I go through all of it, and it's still like, nah, you haven't found it, I'm going to become a little annoyed. But, yeah, fair enough. A shit ton of things happened here. Was it this one? Nah, it's not that one. I had it right the first time. Head, then. Yep, there we go. A monster's head fell from the roof of that building. Surely you must have known about that.
I don't know anything about it.
Is that true?
I told you I just practiced a bit and then I went back. I don't know anything about a moose either's head falling or anything like that. Or do you have evidence that shows I know something?
There certainly isn't any evidence of that. Yeah, I didn't think there was. It's also possible it fell after John had already gone back.
If there's no evidence, then like I said, we're done talking.
Oh, that voice. Apparently I'm hitting just the right note to actually get some feedback from my microphone and have it hit into my headphones. That or the connection on my headphones is wonky. Nope, I'm hitting just the right notes with that voice that I catch feedback. That's insane. Oh man. I am talented. It seems John doesn't really want to talk about last night. Would he be hiding something after all?
Wait up.
I could try and give... I'm aware I am constantly changing Lang's voice, but...
I kind of like the higher, more snarky, serious tone,
but I feel like that's going to quickly move into my
solid snake
voice, and
nanomachines.
And I kind of want him to have that voice, but at the same time I might not. I don't know. If it's fluctuating between the two, don't give me too much shit about it. Give me shit about how I haven't kept it consistent for like more than one episode.
It's as I thought. Thank you, Mr. Prosecutor. This video backs up my logic.
Huh? Is there something in the video that relates to the case?
Yeah. Take a good hard look at the monster costume in the top left.
It's unzipped.
The Muzila costume?
Try comparing it with the one over there right now.
Does he not know about the difference between the two?
It looks like it's just hanging there limply, though. And the zipper on the back is zipped up tightly.
Alright, so it was zipped up. The zipper on its back. My god, this case has been blown wide open. I want a full manhunt for that zipper. What? This discrepancy is...
Yeah, the difference is plain to see. In the video, the zipper is clearly open. That's right. Someone was inside.
Maybe not. It's entirely possible. Well, alright, it's unlikely that someone forgot to zip it up and then came back this morning and found a dead body and was like, oh my goodness, I better zip up this suit before calling about the dead body. That seems unlikely. Possible, but unlikely. Other possibilities here. John noticed it was unzipped and just zipped it up on his way out? It's really not a unreasonable thing to come to the conclusion of, you know?
What?
Mr. Powers, is the costume zipper usually?
It's always zipped up tightly when it's not in use.
Why does he have a hanky?
Mr. Prosecutor, do you remember? My logic from before. 2 nights ago, Courtney pushed the president off the roof and killed him.
Ah, are you suspecting that the body was stuffed in there for 2... That's gotta be a funky smell. Although, also we have a photo of somebody clearly in the costume yesterday, so that's off the table.
Afterward, she snuck into the film lot to hide the body.
In here?
Wouldn't it be easy to hide a body in a costume or behind all this equipment?
I don't remember this conversation. Are you sure Lang didn't just invent this to really make his case seem better? Because I don't remember this conversation at all.
Then all she had to do last night was retrieve the body.
You're saying the body was hidden inside the costume?
Yeah, that's right. Judge Courtney, 2 nights ago, you pushed the president off the roof of the tower. You then hid the body inside the monster costume.
I did no such thing.
Say what you want, but you're the only one who could have done it.
Well, it didn't happen, so we have a second problem. That should have already been proven impossible. The film lot was locked at the time. Judge Courtney could not have entered the place.
And what if there was an accomplice?
What?
I'll tell you my reasoning, so listen up.
You think she and the kid are in on it? Also, can we just present the photo that clearly shows Powers in the costume yesterday? Therefore, this not work. Whatever. We'll get there.
When the president was pushed off the roof, John was waiting at the film lot.
This is a morbid theory to produce here, Lang.
If John was an accomplice, the problem with the locks would be resolved. The two of them then hid the president's body inside that monster costume over there.
You think this crime had such an elaborate plan?
To take the life of a nation's president, an elaborate plan is to be expected, don't you think?
Sorry, I was thinking, who is it in Metal Gear that famously goes, "Don't you think?" But that's actually Wesker from, I think, Resident Evil Episode 0? I think? It's that or the remake for the GameCube. I can't remember which one. Might even be Code Veronica, if I'm being perfectly honest. I never really kept the ones that weren't part of the main number series straight in my head. I remember I played Code Veronica. That game's a bitch! Oh, man. That one's such a bitch. And, yeah, Episode 0 was kind of interesting, I guess. But, Wesker very clearly says, "Don't you think," in one of those games. I can't remember which one. Hell, it might not even be one. It's not in 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Or 6 or 7. Have to add those, don't I? There's 7 of those bad boys, not counting the side games. It's also probably not Operation Raccoon shit. It's not any of the recent ones. It's an older one.
John would never take part in such a crime.
You're the one being suspected. Your words don't carry much weight.
I wouldn't think those two had sufficient motive for something like this, though.
Well, maybe they had a motive that we didn't know about. You were the last one to meet with the president.
What? I was? No, he means Courtney, I was gonna say.
And you're still keeping the details secret. Don't you think it's only natural?
Maybe you should have a Wesker. No, stick with the voice, Adam. Commit!
Don't you think it's only natural that you're being suspected?
Judge Courtney, is there no way for you to tell us your secret?
My apologies. I just cannot, no matter what.
I imagine she will.
However, when the time came to talk...
What?
When the time I can talk about it comes, I will surely let you know. So if you could please...
Believe you? Is that what you wanted to say? That's what all criminals say.
I don't think that's true. I can't tell you, but when the time comes, be sure I'll tell you.
Now you, pup, if you've got an explanation, hurry up and spit it out.
I didn't do nothing. That's all I'm saying.
Both mother and son won't talk. You're still gonna offend them like this.
It's true, Judge Courtney's actions are a mystery. However, we still don't know whether or not that ties in with the motive for murder. Murder's a fun word. It just makes any sentence better. Take any sentence and replace the noun with murder. I'm going to be late for work today. I'm going to be late for murder today. I say, could I interest you in a spot of tea? I say, could I interest you in a spot of murder? What are the results of last night's game? What are the results of last night's murder? I'm checking out this book by Margaret Atwood. I'm checking out this murder by Margaret Atwood. Just makes everything better. And I've been told part of that is because I say murder like a lunatic, but I also just think it also makes the sentence inherent. It definitely makes it more interesting. I also think it makes it funnier as a result. Unless, of course, the situation is serious.
For now, let's talk about the situation surrounding the crime. And the fact that these two are the only ones who could have done it.
A strong wind could have done it. Maybe not hide the body, but... Okay, when the president was supposed to show how John was waiting at the film lot, you know what, I already figured this out. Two of them then hid the president's body inside that monster costume over there. Let's press him on this just in case. In the video, we cannot see them inside of the costume. So can you really say for certain that the body was placed inside?
Yeah, I'll give you that much. In that case, why don't we try examining it? The inside of that costume, there might be some traces left inside.
Mr. Powers may examine the inside of the costume.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, actually, why don't we do this?
But it might be kind of stinky, since I sweat a lot in there.
I imagine it's going to be inconclusive. This is incredibly dirty. It reminds me of gumshoe.
That's strange. We always make sure to...
That's strange. We always make sure to clean it after using it, so the sweat doesn't damage the costume.
Isn't this just proof that someone besides you used this costume?
That is suspicious.
I'd say the dirt from the body probably got inside the costume.
It's also still the problem that if a guy fell 50 stories, he would be sort of having to be scraped up off the pavement, you know? He wouldn't be a perfectly preserved body that you could just move in and out of a costume, but we're sort of overlooking that particular detail.
The president's body didn't fall on top of the monster's footprint. It did fall on top of the monster's footprint. That must be where the dirt came from.
Are you satisfied now?
Not really, but whatever. Alright, let me double check this before I, you know, hedge all... I'm trying to learn from that whole letter bullshit. Taken yesterday. Okay, he's clearly inside the costume. And if it was taken yesterday morning, and he's insisting that they moved this body last night? I think he's insisting that, right? Hold on. John's waiting. Yeah, I'm 99% positive he's referring to... Wait, actually, maybe he'll say there's dirt inside. I didn't really read that last sentence, but it might have been added. I think it was added as a result of my pressing that statement. Let's draw out more information. Well, I did that already. Okay, let's see. There's dirt inside the costume. Must have gotten in there when the body was hidden. Is the dirt really what we... Like, I don't see how it can't be this. Because before I present this, and if the game yells at me, hear me out on this. And if it is this, people are going to be really frustrated. It's like, yes, just get on with it. If the body fell 2 nights ago, and then they hid it in there, as he's saying, and then last night came and moved the body, then this photo yesterday shouldn't exist, because someone is in the suit. He would have to be hidden somewhere other than the suit. You dig? That's my logic here, and unless I'm missing some incredibly big detail, that, I think, pretty much holds up to scrutiny, and I don't see how Lang is... Because Lang is clearly saying that they got him out of the suit last night, but Powers is clearly in the suit yesterday afternoon. Ah, for God's sakes, game. Really? I'm not gonna throw a hissy fit about this, but come on. That should have worked. Again, unless I'm missing something. I have to be careful now because of the fucking bullshit from the last case. I think that should have worked. Whatever, I'll press everything. Why not? So dirt caught in the costume when the body was hidden inside. Wouldn't that mean that the dirt was transferred from the body?
Ha! Isn't that obvious? How else would you say it got there?
There's dirt stuck everywhere inside the costume. It looks particularly bad around the chest area.
Dirt around the chest? We cannot overlook this fact.
Mr. Lang's logic does seem...
Really? Wait a second. There's dirt around the chest. body's yellow stain on the clothes. Is this really... Like, how did the yellow stain get there? Is that really it? Because that's way weaker than my argument. Objection! Are you serious, game? Dirt got on the costume when the body was hidden inside? Is that really the case? I think the case that there was somebody in the suit yesterday is much stronger. Because Lang... Hear me, it sounds like... I've said this a million times. It sounds like Lang is saying he was pushed off the roof. John, 2 nights ago, because this is when he disappeared. John was waiting down below. The body landed. He let Courtney in. They put him in the suit. And then last night... Okay, and then in the timeline... Yesterday, Powers was in the suit, dancing around as Muzilla. And then last night, they unzipped the suit, and... Is it that? It might be a spare suit. They might have mentioned something about that. That sounds vaguely familiar. I don't know. Somebody point out in the comments what I missed, because that seems like a huge thing for the game to overlook. So I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt and say I forgot something in the time it's been since I've played this, but... From my logic, it really seems like that photo should have been, obviously the body couldn't have been in the suit because it was being used yesterday afternoon. But, yeah, anyways, thanks so much for watching. I've been Tokenlad. Talk to you later, Shooting Negotiator. See you around Asklands.